if you're looking for recipes that are kind of clean cut and have measurements, I'm probably not the person you want to follow. Hey you guys, so I'm going over to family's house tonight. We were invited over for dinner, and I was asked to bring a green salad. Well, I like to kind of spice up my salads with some candied nuts, and so I thought I'd bring you guys along. So let's go. So these are the ingredients you will need for this. I just realized most of these are great value. That was not on purpose, that's just what I buy. This isn't sponsored or anything. So anyway, you're gonna need some pecans. I got chopped ones. I don't think I'll need this whole bag. I'll probably only use half of it. Some ground cinnamon. I've never really put cloves in mine. I have like one or two other times, but usually I don't. You could use ground cloves, that's optional. You're gonna need some white sugar and some butter. And then of course you'll need some sort of pan and then some water. So that is our ingredient list. All right, so in this bowl I have 1 cup of sugar. And I have, let's see, about 1 cup of water. I'm just gonna pour in here. I'm going to dissolve this sugar into this water. And I actually am gonna need way more sugar. This is a 1/2 cup of sugar. As you can tell, I don't usually end up measuring. I just kind of do it. I don't even know. I'm not one that really measures a lot of things. So I'm gonna need way more sugar. I should not have used so much water. Now, this isn't a big deal. I could just let this cook down, but to make it a little faster, I'm just gonna add more sugar, and I'm just gonna, that's probably another 1/2 cup is my guess. But this will work. It will just have to cook a little bit longer, and that's okay. For when you guys are doing this, if I were you, I'd just use a 1/2 cup of water to a cup of sugar. And that way yours will be a better consistency. You want it kind of thick. This I think will be okay. You want it just kind of syrupy. And mine's just a little more watery than what I would want, but it'll be fine because it will cook down. The water will cook out. So I'm just going to add my ground cinnamon. And you're gonna have to add more later. Going to really mix in, you know, like it's gonna stay kind of like this, but that's okay. So I'm just going to turn on my burner to about medium heat.
Wow, nice burner.
Nice burner?
Yes.
Thanks.
I'm
gonna add about a 1/2 cube of butter. I didn't grab another fork, so I'm just gonna use the one we just had. So I'm just going to let this begin to melt, and once it's melted, I'm gonna go ahead and add my nuts. So I'm just going to add my nuts here in just a second because I don't want the, and I am kind of lifting this off of the heat so that it doesn't burn the butter. I'm actually going to turn down my heat a little bit. Down to a low until I can get those nuts in here. Got it mostly melted there. Go ahead and add about 1/2 bag of this 24-ounce.
Yay!
I'm just gonna have these all coated in butter because the butter makes everything better. Taste better. These are not healthy by any means, so definitely don't go into this thinking these are gonna be healthy.
Good job, Mommy.
Thank you, baby. We are. I'm gonna go ahead and turn back up my heat. all of these are coated.
I love dinner.
I'm gonna turn up my heat
You love dinner?
to the medium heat again. And I'm going to pour in my mixture. And I actually am probably not gonna need all of this because I made way too much. I'm going to, yeah, I made that way, you know what, I'm probably gonna add more sugar.
Mom.
And we're just gonna let this cook down. I'm gonna go ahead and turn up my heat just a tiny bit. Just right above that medium heat. You know what, I actually could probably add a few more nuts, and I might as well.
Let me get some more.
Honestly, I'm just gonna add the whole bag just because what am I really gonna do with pecans? I don't eat them plain personally because I tend to get an itchy throat. But I don't usually tend to when it's mixed with other things. And so, might as well just candy them, right? As you can tell, I haven't made these for a while, and so I don't know. And I never use exact measurements. It's always kind of like this. I kind of just dump. Only time I really follow a recipe is when I'm baking, and that's because you kind of have to. Everything else I kind of just dump, and I have a bad habit of not tasting my food before I serve it. And so usually when I sit down at the table when I'm feeding my family, I'll ask somebody who's, you know, I'm about to take a bite, but I'm usually the last one sitting down. I'm usually asking them if it tastes good. I think it drives my husband crazy because he just, like, you don't even know if it tastes good. Just kind of like, yeah, I don't. I haven't tasted it. That's the kind of cook I am. Like I said, I don't do exact things, and I don't do exact measurements. I don't do exact temperatures or anything. Usually when something comes in a box and I'm supposed to cook it a certain way, I try to cook it that way. But if I have other things that are cooking that are at higher temperatures, a lot of times I'll just throw it in there and just watch it really close. I'm just kind of like that. So yeah, anyway, we're going to let this begin to kind of boil down so that there's not so much liquid. And this syrup will become will become thicker. Alright, so I want you to take note of the amount of liquid that's in here. I'm going to pull this aside and you can see the amount of liquid. When you begin to see that there's not a lot of liquid left, like right now there's too much liquid, this is going to still have to cook for a while. It's on medium heat, and I'm almost continuously stirring, just so that these don't burn and the liquid doesn't begin to scorch. And this actually smells really amazing. I might actually turn this heat down a little bit, so it's between medium and low. I'm gonna start adding more sugar, and that's how you get that kind of granulated look. Sorry if you can hear puppies in the background, kids in the background. We're all just in this little house today. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of cinnamon now, just because I like mine really cinnamony. And these are just about done. I'm only gonna add a little bit, just that. All right, so I'm just gonna take my nuts. I'm just gonna put them on this wax paper and my cookie sheet. So they're gonna kind of dry clumpy, and you just break them apart once they're dry. to speed up this process if you're in a hurry, because I tend to do things last minute. And they actually dry and cool very, very fast.